let's just talk about women. Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about women now. My experience of women is that they want children. They want to multiply. On dating sites you always get women that want children. And even though that I do like kids, there's nothing wrong in kids, but to be honest, they take a lot to look after. It can be stressful as well. And obviously if you only have one, then he might get bored. Probably two's best. Now I'm not sure if I want kids, to be honest, but I want the option always open, just in case. But yeah, I don't know what it is with websites and that, dating ones. I talked to a woman who said that she's been on Christian dating site, and I said, did you get loads of messages? And she says, oh yeah, loads. So I said, well, I sent messages to women, she wasn't on at the time when I was on, and I did say that, I've said, hello, how are you, how's it going, and if they like action films or something similar, then I usually say. So she says, that's not good enough, you've got to put a lot more effort into it. Like what? Do you know what I mean? Some women put all like the CV on and stuff, and just to make people know, oh yeah, I went to university, look at me, look at my diplomas. And I think they're showing off a bit, and a lot of women just want an husband. I'm talking about Christian women, and they want kids. A lot of women in my age circle, they seem to have either got divorced, right, or still single and want kids. It's very rare you see women that don't want kids. If they say that they don't want kids, it means that they've already got their own kids, and they might be growing up and that, and they've got no intention whatsoever to have any more, which is fine. But I want a Christian woman who's going to give me 100%, not say to me, I want to get married in 3 months' time so we can start having kids. I'm going to say, no chuffing chance, right? And some people have told me that maybe I'm a little bit strict. Look, I don't want to shag a woman who's ugly. Do you know what I mean? I do like women with long hair, but I wouldn't say no to a woman with short hair. I like brunettes, probably a bit better than blondes, although I used to really like blondes in the 90s. Pamela Anderson used to be my favourite. Well, she were up there in my top 3 anyway. I like slim, and I don't care what any person says that they have features on which kind of like I go for. So I'm going to say it, it's not dirty because God's created us. I like women with a nice pair of breasts. Now that to some people may seem a little bit extreme, but I'm open and I'm telling you now, maybe not massive, because she won't be able to have a game of tennis with me, will she? They'll be jumping up in her face. So not mega massive, but not flat chested anyway, if you get me drift. Or not them like really long saggy ones. But obviously she's got to be a Christian, and she, if she's strict about marriage and stuff, then fair enough. But I have heard of about maybe 4 Christian couples, or maybe something like that, in the last 8 years that have all said that they've had it off before marriage, like tried it out, right? Some Christians are very much against sex before marriage because obviously it's classed as fornication, it's in the Bible, but come on everybody, everybody's at it these days. Even people who didn't believe in God or anything like that still made it possible to wait for sex after marriage. It was a tradition, to be honest, but that tradition is fading out. It's almost faded out, and it's only really church people and maybe other people in other religions as well, they believe in marriage and that, and I know, look, it is important without a doubt, right? It is very important, but if I got, I wouldn't mind trying it out before marriage, because what happens if, say for instance, if you're waiting and then you get married, and then you might think, oh yeah, I'm going to do it, and then she says, oh, right, no, you can wait in 2 weeks, yeah, I might consider it with you, and you're thinking, I've been waiting for all this time. Because I can imagine some Christian women being very strict and fussy and not wanting to do it a lot. I want to have sex more than once a day anyway, and people can pray about that. I don't want to show. Obviously, she can be tall, but not as tall as me. So, slim, or maybe I don't mind a bit of fat on her. As long as she's not obese. Do you know what I mean? And if she's a little bit fat, I might tell her, you could do with losing a little bit of weight, but if she starts crying and getting upset, then I don't want a woman like that either, who cries a lot, and gets upset easily. Although I think it's good to tell each other stuff, but obviously we've got to fancy each other. She's got to be nice looking. I wouldn't. I've got to think about my future, and say, get married, and then I've got to have it off with her for the next 30 years or whatever, and if she's not very nice now, then in about another 10 years, then she's going to be even more not nice, isn't she? Do you know what I mean? But a lot of people are very obsessed with marriage and that, and look, I don't think it's the right thing for me, because I just have a fear when I'm stood up in front of a large mass of people, and in my head, I'm a bit fearful. But if I do get married, I think I'll go to America, and those drive-through weddings, which are quite cheap, get married, and then we can have some fun together, and then come back to where I live and have a party. Might do it that way, instead of stood up and in front of a church or something. But at least with a church, you do get a blessing from God, with the vicar puts a blessing on you, and I think that's great. So I would prefer a church wedding, obviously, but I haven't even got a girlfriend yet, but I'm going to have to start praying, for one, because time is moving on. God's got something in store for me, I know, but I'll just pray it's soon, and I want people to pray as well, because I did get very disappointed and a bit slightly depressed when women weren't messaging me back on various dating sites. I'm on something now, but I only search for Christian women, and there is a very small percentage of Christians these days. Do you know that? When I've typed in search, and even when I have, I messaged this woman who said she was Christian. I said, "Oh, which do you go to a church?" And she said, "No, what on earth would I want to go to church for?" So I replied to her. I said, "Well, you have put on your religion that you're a Christian. So I go to church. I'm just wondering if you do." So she messaged me saying, "Not many people go to church these days," or something like that. But some people just class themselves as Christians simply because that their parents were Christians, or they got christened when they were a little baby. We've got to go out ourselves, everybody, haven't we? Obviously, Jesus comes first, God comes first in my life, and then all the things will be added which we want. So, I think I'd want my girlfriend with a job, even if it's a part-time one, because I think if we're both at home, even though I've got a job, but if we're spending far too much time in a house or in a flat together, then it's going to cause arguments. I want her to have friends and go out, and I want to go out as well with my friends. And if she's a bit strict, say, "No, you're not going out tonight, you're stopping in." I wouldn't like a woman like that. So what I'm saying is, it's good to... some Christians say, "Oh no, we can't live with each other, we've got to be married first." Fair enough. But like I said, fornication in the Bible, it's together with thieves. What it says, "will not inherit the kingdom of God." And I'm pretty sure that it's got to be wrong somehow. I know God loves marriage because it's in the New Testament, but I just can't fathom it, to be honest. Especially today, where everybody else seems to be shagging. Everyone's at it, really, apart from me. But yeah, there has been Christians that have told me that they've done it before, or I've got to know that they've had a practice session, or see if they like it. There's no point not liking it, isn't being with some woman and she might be... I just find it bizarre how people... I know women can get very upset, and it can hurt them, especially if they've had one night stands, and they might be pregnant. Well, that's their fault, because they should always buy the boyfriends a condom. Or, it's not good anyway, but there was this lass in our group, and she kept getting very emotional, always talking about her boyfriend, crying and that, because once you do it with somebody and really love the person, to become one. But it is best to keep praying to God, and I've always liked women, but for some reason I've never got really together with a woman. Do you know what I mean? There might have been one or two women that I might have fancied in church, but not greatly. Do you know what I mean? But a pastor once came to our house, because when I was really worried about this, he closed his eyes and he says, "God has got some woman for you, and you'll know without a doubt." And he felt Holy Spirit go through him. But I want God to tell me, I want him to show me, and if it's not yet, I'd like an indication of what year it's going to be, when I meet her. Now, obviously, I will try my best to wait until we get married, but really, if she's already done it before in a previous marriage, then, and she's got divorced or whatever, then she might think, well, I've already done it, well, wait. I know two people who are Christians, but they're not married, and you know something, they get pestered a lot by other individuals. Oh, are you two getting married yet? Are you two getting married yet? I mentioned it to a mother there. I says, do you get fed up of people mentioning it to you? And they said, yeah, we do. Because we don't feel like we want to get married just yet. And we feel like we're being kind of forced. And, you know, that's people's problems with God, not with anybody else. Other Christians shouldn't really judge us. Yeah, alright, you know, it's a sin to live with another person, but we in 2017, which everybody sins today, flicking channels and you see a nice woman on the TV, you've committed lust if you've left the channel on for more than 3 seconds. It doesn't have to be a dirty channel, it can be a movie or something. Do you know what I mean? And if she's doing a top or something and you think, wow, she looks lovely. But yeah, so, you know, I just pray to God that, you know, I want a girlfriend. And I've been called gay in the past. Can you believe that? Gay. Because I haven't got a girlfriend. And I blame all the Christians that, you know, might have thought, oh, he looks alright, you know, we might be alright for such and such, but they've never really jumped out the seat and done it. Or ask a woman called Fiona, oh Fiona, you know, you keep praying for a man, don't you? Well, I can see somebody who's single who keeps coming to church. Do you want me to arrange something for you both? But nobody never does. Alright, I know church is not classed as a dating place, don't get me wrong, and you know, we should go to church for God, but where else are we going to meet Christian women? Do you know what I mean? Oh, I might sit in a cafe and get me cross. Another woman who may have got an interest in God might actually come up to me and say, oh, I like your cross. Oh, I believe in God and all. What church do you go to? I might sit down. Yeah, we can keep thinking about that, but I'll tell you what, it's never ever happened. I'll tell you what, I've never done it too. And crosses are going out. You know, you don't see many nice looking lasses who are single that have got this on. Or I might, you know, I mean, it takes some guts sometimes to talk to women. We've just got to pray and ask God on strength, to do it. Yeah, I do like women, you know, what man doesn't like women?